Top of the hour, and we are minutes away from the President of the United States stepping up to that podium and addressing the nation with the State of the Union speech tonight, in a time where everything is so political, where there's so much division in our country. How does President Trump break through tonight?
Well, I think part of it is, if he's going to reach all the American people, he has to sound a message of unity. He has to understand the plight of all Americans, particularly as it relates to the issue we keep on coming back to, Kiri, and that is affordability. Donald Trump will often beat his chest and tell people how good they have it, but if people aren't feeling that, it doesn't matter. Joe Biden did the same thing. He talked about how great the economy was. Now people have money to spend, but that's not what people were feeling, and that hurt Biden. We saw him have approval ratings that weren't much higher than Donald Trump's at this point in his presidency. The same reason. So you've got to move on that issue.
We're looking at the First Lady coming in to the chamber now, kissing her son, Barron, and her stepdaughter right next to him. And now it'll be, of course, the President of the United States will be coming in just moments away now. And as they all have special guests as well. We know that guests of the President will be Erica Kirk, the widow of Charlie Kirk. Wow. Also, Avelia and Gary Beckstrom, the parents of Army Specialist Sarah Beckstrom, the West Virginia National Guard member who was killed in that D.C. ambush just a day before Thanksgiving. The First Lady has a 10-year-old Alpha School student, an AI advocate, and TEDx speaker that will be with her. And then we see the Secretary, the Treasury, Secretary Bessent there that just walked in. We're seeing our Health and Human Services Secretary, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. You see Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, and now moments away, we will see the President of the United States. I think Attorney General Pam Bondi as well. A live look at the House chamber.
Yeah,
we are now minutes away from the start of President Trump's State of the Union address. The President will make his way through the halls there, some of those historic statue-filled and heavily secured spaces in the U.S. Capitol. When he walks onto that floor, we will take that speech live. Our special coverage continues right now.
Can y'all hear everything okay?
Tonight, President Trump's State of the Union address, his high-stakes message, a critical moment for this president in this midterm election year. ABC News live coverage starts right now.
Tonight, from the nation's capital, President Donald J. Trump, with so much at stake and the first votes in the crucial midterm elections about to be cast, the president addressing the American people. This is an ABC News special, The State of the Union and the Democratic Response. Now reporting from Washington, David Mueller.
And good evening, everyone, from the nation's capital. It is great to have you with us tonight. We are just moments away from President Donald Trump's State of the Union address to Congress and, of course, to the American people. I'm joined by the ABC News powerhouse political team, both right here in the studio with me and right there in the chamber tonight. President Trump knows millions will be watching tonight amid tough new polls for him. And in this critical moment, in this midterm election year, the president's arrival in the chamber will be announced any minute here. He's expected to declare tonight that the State of the Union is strong, prosperous, and respected. We, of course, have been watching the arrivals moments ago, the cabinet arriving in that chamber. One of the noticeable differences about the chamber tonight, the absence of many of the Democrats who had decided to boycott the State of the Union. The minority leader, Hakeem Jeffries, had said if you can't behave, he would rather you not be in the chamber. But that's not the sole strategy here, Lindsay Davis. You talked with Democratic leaders tonight who said they thought that their purpose would be better suited elsewhere.
Exactly. And from our estimate, we're hearing at least 73 Democrats decided not to show up tonight. The breakdown, about 59 in the House, 14 in the Senate. Earlier today, I had the chance to talk with Democratic Whip Clark, who said that she feels that the focus of the State of the Union should be the American people. And so she described not wanting to listen to misinformation from President Trump and instead speak to her own constituents about the state of their union.
We'll watch that strategy as it plays out tonight. Many wondering if whether or not just showing up and being part of what the American people expect every year from a president, either the joint address or the State of the Union, as it's called, once you're into your second year as president. There we see the Health Secretary, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., Kristi Noem, Homeland Security Secretary, of course, front and center with immigration policy in this country, Susie Wiles, the Chief of Staff, of course, the trusted advisor to the president, one of his favorite people inside the White House, the Trump family up there in the chamber. You can see Ivanka, Barron, and the rest of the children, and Susie Wiles looking up to that chamber just moments ago. We saw the First Lady Melania Trump arrive as well. The rest of the cabinet there behind Kristi Noem. Like, her policies, the ones that she has to front in this country, the president's policies on immigration, the ICE policy playing out in Minneapolis for several weeks. The president is expected to address that tonight, and this White House fully aware of the polling on this, Mary Bruce, that the American people are aware of success at the border, but deeply uncomfortable with the images out of Minneapolis when it comes to Renee Good and Alex Pretty.
Yeah, the president knows that he is battling against those poll numbers. We know that our polls show that Americans disapprove of his handling on immigration. Of course, one of the key issues that propelled him back to the White House. And he is going to try tonight, or have to do tonight, to straddle that balance, to tout his successes at the border, while also recognizing somehow Americans' concerns with the way that his ICE operations have been enforced across the country. And of course, David, it comes as we are in the middle of this partial government shutdown. Democrats refusing to fund the Department of Homeland Security until the president makes reforms to his immigration enforcement tactics.
Many of the Democrats are now demanding that ICE agents remove their masks, that they have warrants for these arrests that they carry out around the country. And among the other demands, of course, and as you mentioned, Mary, the partial government shutdown, the backdrop to this State of the Union address. You can see some of the empty seats here in the chamber tonight. I want to show you a key moment that people at home, you know, we've been reporting on this for the last couple of days, the rebuke from the Supreme Court when it comes to President Trump's tariffs. Members of the Supreme Court right there in the chamber tonight. 4 of the justices are standing, and it will be very interesting to watch this dynamic, because as the president is standing before that chamber, you have to keep in mind that the justices are really only a few feet away from him. It was just a year ago, we remember seeing that image of John Roberts, the Chief Justice, President Trump shaking his hand and actually mouthing the words, "Thank you," to the Chief Justice. That went viral, if you will, throughout the political world. But tonight, if we can show the pictures of the justices standing in the front, when they arrived a short time ago, the Chief Justice you can see in the corner of your frame, but 4 of them standing there together.
Oh, yeah, he did
John,
just call
will
out
be
the
fascinating
justices,
to watch
Jack.
tonight. The president, his interaction, if there's any interaction at all, after being rebuked by the Supreme Court just days ago.
His words after that decision were blistering towards the Supreme Court. He called the justices that ruled against his tariffs very unpatriotic. He said that they were lapdogs of the radical left. He spoke about them as if they were beholden to foreign interests. Really quite a display, something we've really never seen an American president talk about the Supreme Court that way. I get the sense that tonight the message will be somewhat different. David, you and I had a chance to have lunch with the president today as a preview to this speech. My sense coming out of that is that he wants this to be a celebration of America's 250th anniversary, to talk about what he sees as the accomplishments of his administration, and I think we'll pull some of those punches tonight.
The doors are now open in the chamber. John, thanks so much. We are expected to hear the announcement that the president has arrived for the State of the Union.
The President of the United States.
Bulletproof. Okay.
The president has entered the chamber. He knows this moment is a pivotal moment for him. He was saying, we should point out, John took us behind the scenes here, it is customary for the anchors, the networks, and some of the cable news hosts to be invited to the White House under Republican presidents, under Democrat presidents on the day of the State of the Union. President did invite a few of us for lunch, and he made it very clear that he will address the economy tonight. Obviously, the polls, this White House, very aware of his handling of the economy in terms of the American people. That they look at the stock market, but also can look at their grocery bills and recognize that they're not feeling this quite yet. You can see the very warm welcome that he's getting from his Republican colleagues there in the chamber. Let's go right to Rachel Scott, who's also in the chamber tonight. And Rachel, what do you make of what you see so far? And are there empty seats, as had been predicted by many of the Democrats who said they might sit this one out?
Well, David, I've covered several State of the Unions from this very seat up here in the gallery in the House chamber. There are far fewer Democrats tonight than there have been in years past. And David, what is notable right now as I'm watching the president, look at this, Al Green, Congressman Al Green holding up a sign. I believe I'm looking at it right now. It said something in reference to apes. Black people are not apes, in reference to that post that the president had on his social media account, a racist post that was offensive. That clearly a sign of protest there. Also notable as the president's making his way down toward the Supreme Court justices, David, is some Democrats didn't even bother to turn around as the president entered the House chamber tonight. And Democratic leadership, notably Hakeem Jeffries, was seated.
Oh, Jeffries in the room.
We just saw the president obviously shake the Chief Justice's hand. There's Justice Elena Kagan, Brett Kavanaugh, Amy Coney Barrett. Of course, he chose Amy Coney Barrett for the bench. She was one of the justices who did not vote in his favor and did not shake her hand there. Did interact with the Chief Justice, but then with none of the other justices. And John Carl, this was a question for the president today. Obviously didn't want to go on the record, didn't offer any answer to us. But it was clear to us at the White House that he didn't quite know how he was going to handle the justice.
Interesting, that shake, very quick shake with John Roberts, and then going right by Amy Coney Barrett, who he put on the court.
They got JD, Mike Jones.
Of course, we should point out Chief Justice John Roberts, instrumental in that decision as well.
He wrote the decision.
Choosing to interact only with the Chief Justice.
But Trump felt particularly betrayed by the justices that he put on the court that ruled against him.
Neil Gorsuch included in that, though Neil Gorsuch, Justice Gorsuch, not there this evening, along with the other justices who are not there.
I seen a guy who
By the way, the
ordered
four justices who did come for tonight's State of the Union are the same
were
people
like
who were here a year ago for the joint
$8,000, but he
address
had
to
to pay like a
Congress.
$3,600 tariff.
Mary Bruce, this
Before
president
he
knows
could
this
get
is
it.
a
So the
critical
guy here,
midterm election
put
year, and that the Republicans
$3,600
hold
tariff.
very slim majorities in both the House and the Senate.
David, tonight is the president's best chance to defend his first year back and try to sway skeptical
ended up
voters to
paying
back
like
Republicans
almost,
in the upcoming
12 grand
midterms.
for
He
the
needs
court.
to convince Americans that he is laser focused on that issue that is top of mind for them, the cost of living. He's going to argue his policies are working, but as we know, the polls show so many Americans simply aren't feeling that in their wallets.
Gas is high as
57%
fuck today, too.
disapprove
I
of
think
his
I paid
handling
like
of the economy. And of
$2.70
course,
for
as we've
gas.
been discussing, this comes just 4 days now after the court
I
delivered
don't
that
wanna hear nothing about
devastating
that
blow right to the
$1.99
heart
gas.
of
I
his
just paid
economic agenda
$2.70,
by invalidating most of his sweeping tariffs.
This term, affordability, really gets under his skin. He has said on the one hand, I've won on affordability, and on the other, he says this affordability crisis was created by my predecessor. So it'll be curious to see how he tackles affordability and what the American people are feeling at the grocery store and costs of utilities and housing and what have you. I just want to point your attention at home.
Members of Congress, I have the high privilege and distinct honor of presenting to you the President of the United States.
There you have it, the Speaker of
Houses
the
are
House,
moving,
George
Chad.
Washington's gavel.
There's 600,000 more houses on the market than buyers.
Well, thank you very much, everybody. It's really an honor. Speaker Johnson, Vice President Vance, First Lady of the United States,
Oh, yeah, who's that sitting down?
Second Lady of the United States, members of Congress, and my fellow Americans. Our nation is back, bigger, better, richer, and stronger than ever before.
What's up, Brian? What's up, Rogie?
Less than 5 months from now, our country will celebrate an epic milestone in American history, the 250th anniversary of our glorious American independence. This July 4th, we will mark 2.5 centuries of liberty and triumph, progress and freedom in the most incredible and exceptional nation ever to exist on the face of the earth. And you've seen nothing yet. We're going to do better and better and better. This is the golden age of America.
Shit, I sure hope so. Hope we got off to a rough fucking start.
When I last spoke in this chamber 12 months ago, I had just inherited a nation in crisis with a stagnant economy, inflation at record levels, a wide open border, horrendous recruitment for military and police, rampant crime at home, and wars and chaos all over the world. But tonight, after just 1 year, I can say with dignity and pride that we have achieved a transformation like no one has ever seen before, and a turnaround for the ages. It is indeed a turnaround for the ages.
Oh, shit. Yeah, Al Green. Oh, he finna get
And
into
we will
it with
never
Al
go
Green.
back to where we were just a very short time ago. We're not going back. Today, our border is secure.
Oh, they walking Al Green out already? Damn, Al Green, they're making
Thank you.
5 minutes into the
Today, our
speech.
border is secure. Our spirit is restored. Inflation is plummeting. Incomes are rising fast. The roaring economy is roaring like never before. And our enemies are scared. Our military and police are stacked. And America is respected again, perhaps like never before. After 4 years in which millions and millions of illegal aliens poured across our borders, totally unvetted and unchecked, we now have the strongest and most secure border in American history by far. In the past 9 months, 0 illegal aliens have been admitted to the United States.
I think he should have said next, you know.
But we will always allow people to come in legally, people that will love our country and will work hard to maintain our country. The flow of deadly fentanyl across our border is down by a record 56% in 1 year. And last year, the murder rate saw its single largest decline in recorded history. This is the biggest decline, think of it, in recorded history, the lowest number in over 125 years, year 1900. In fact, substantially before my wonderful father, I had a wonderful father, Fred, before he was born, substantially before he was born. That's a long time ago. He wouldn't like me to say that, but that's a long time ago. The Biden administration and its allies in Congress gave us the worst inflation in the history of our country. But in 12 months, my administration has driven core inflation down to the lowest level in more than 5 years. And in the last 3 months of 2025, it was down to 1.7%.
Who cares about core inflation, bro? Energy, food, core inflation doesn't include
Gasoline,
eating
which
and
reached
shit.
a peak
Fucking
of
man.
over $6 a gallon in some states under my predecessor, it was quite honestly a disaster, is now below $2.30 a gallon in most states, and in some places, $1.99 a gallon. And when I visited the great state of Iowa just a few weeks ago, I even saw $1.85 a gallon for gasoline.
This cow, I just paid $2.70, bro.
Mortgage rates are the lowest in 4 years and falling fast, and the annual cost of a typical new mortgage is down almost $5,000 just since I took office. 1 year.
Because nobody's fucking.
And low
buying
interest rates will
everything's going
solve
down.
the Biden-created housing problem well, at the same time protecting the values of those people who already own a house that really feel rich for the first time in their lives. We want to protect those values. We want to keep those values up. We're going to do both.
What's up,
And we are going
Nash?
to keep it that way. The stock market has set 53 all-time record highs since the election. Think of that, 1 year. Boosting pensions, 401ks, and retirement accounts for the millions and
Does that not
millions of
sound like a
Americans.
damn
They're all
problem?
gaining. Everybody's up, way up. In 4 long years, the last administration got less than $1 trillion in new investment in the United States. And when I say less, substantially less. In 12 months, I secured commitments for more than $18 trillion pouring in from all over the globe. Think of it, much less than $1 trillion for 4 years versus much more than $18 trillion for 1 year. What a difference a president makes. A short time ago, we were a dead country. Now we are the hottest country anywhere in the world, the hottest. As thousands of new businesses are forming and factories, plants, and laboratories are being built, we have added 70,000 new construction jobs in just a very short period of time. It's getting bigger and bigger and stronger. Nobody can believe what they're watching. American oil production is up by more than 600,000 barrels a day, and we just received from our new friend and partner, Venezuela, more than 80 million barrels of oil. American natural gas production is at an all-time high because I kept my promise to drill, baby, drill. More Americans are working today than at any time in the history of our country. Think about that. Any time in the history of our country, more working today. And 100% of all jobs created under my administration have been in the private sector.
Oh, here we go with this job bullshit. Didn't they just come back and adjust the jobs?
We ended DEI in America. We cut a record number of job-killing regulations, and in 1 year, we have lifted
What's up, Harvey?
2.4 million Americans, a record, off of food stamps.
Kick would be the right word. You kicked that American.
And for all of these reasons, I say tonight, members of Congress, the state of our union is strong. Our country is winning again. In fact, we're winning so much that we really don't know what to do about it. People are asking me, please, 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 Mr. President, we're winning too much. We can't take it anymore. We're not used to winning in our country. Until you came along, we're just always losing, but now we're winning too much. And I say, no, 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 you're going to win again. You're going to win big. You're going to win bigger than ever. And to prove that point, here with us tonight is a group of winners who just made the entire nation proud. The men's gold medal Olympic hockey team. Come on in.
No, I don't really know. And this is state of the union. I don't give a fuck about what's going on. I don't like give a fuck about it. Ottawa, what it do?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Trump gonna have to leave the fucking room a little bit, bro. God, nigga, you gonna have to room a little bit.
That's the first time I've ever seen them get up. And actually, not all of them did get up. But they beat a fantastic Canadian team in overtime, as everybody saw, as did the American women who will soon be coming to the White House.
So I'm not just being like this because it's hockey. Like, I mean, this is a state of the union, bro. Bro, I don't give a fuck. This shit's good. I think this is bullshit.
They were in the Oval
damn,
Office
bro, like,
before.
congratulations to the
And I
hockey
just want to
team.
say
What
a
the fuck
second
does that
very
have
big
to do with the state of the union?
congratulations to Team USA. But I have to say that, and I told them this, and we took a vote of the team. I said, anybody votes no, I'm not doing it. So they stood there, and they weren't about to say no, because I've never seen a goaltender play as well as goalie Connor Hellebuck.
Good stuff, dude.
Think of it, 46 shots on goal, and I asked him, the one shot, the one where you put your stick in the back and it hit the neck of your stick and bounce off. You practice that, or was that a little lucky? He refused to answer that question. But I just want to tell you that the members of this great hockey squad will be very happy to hear, based on their vote and my vote, and in this case, my vote was more important, that I will soon be presenting Connor with our highest civilian honor, which we will be given and which has been given to many athletes over the years. But when I say many, not too many, like 12, it's called the highest civilian honor in our country, the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
Now, I'm just trying to figure out what the fuck this got to do with freedom, bro. Like, no shade, bro. Like, they did their
Great
thing.
athlete.
No shade. They did their thing. They won gold. I get it. But what the fuck does this have to do with a damn presidential medal of freedom, bro? What the fuck does this have to do with the State of the Union? Like, what are we watching here, bro? Is Trump getting carried through the State of the Union by the damn U.S. men's hockey team?
Athletes have gotten that very great, the best, and I thought he deserved it. And I did take a vote, every single one of them. I said, I'm not giving it if anybody goes no, and every single one of them rapidly put up their hand. So I want to thank you. What a special job you did. What special champions you are. Thank you very much.
What's up, Tony?
I'm also pleased to say that the next time the Olympic torch is lit, it will be here in America for the 2028 Olympics, and it's the summer version right in Los Angeles. We're going to do a good job in Los Angeles. And Los Angeles is going to be safe, just like Washington, D.C. is now one of the safest cities in the country. And this year, and I must say I got them both. I got them in my first term, and I was disappointed because I didn't think I'd be the president when this happened. But strange things took place. And now I've got them because I got the Olympics and I got the 2026 FIFA World Cup. And I wanted to claim the 250th, but I didn't get away with that one. I couldn't claim that one for
What
myself.
up, Top Cat?
But we're getting the World Cup. So we have the World Cup and the Olympics coming. And that is exciting news. So this will be a year to celebrate our country and the heroes who have kept it free. Men like Buddy Taggart. At age 17, Buddy volunteered to defend America in World War II, serving in the Pacific under the great General Douglas MacArthur. He fought bravely in the famous Battle of Manila, worked so hard. He was badly wounded and almost killed by enemy machine guns in Luzon. And 81 years ago this month, he liberated the largest internment camp in the Philippines, one of the largest anywhere in the world. But he earned many honors, including a Purple Heart and a Bronze Star, came home, started a family, and tonight he is in the gallery looking forward to July 4th, 2026, his 100th birthday. So, buddy, you're a brave man, and we salute you. Even in times of challenge, setback, and immense heartache, the spirit of 1776 has always shone through very brightly. It was July 4th of last year when floodwaters tore through a girls' summer camp in Central Texas, one of the worst things I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah, that was terrible.
Rising 26 feet in the matter of minutes, tragically claiming many, many lives. You all remember that one. As the waters threatened to sweep her away, 11-year-old Millie Kate McClelland closed her eyes and prayed to God. She thought she was going to die. Those prayers were answered when Coast Guard rescue swimmer Scott Ruskin descended from a helicopter above. Nobody knew where he came from. It was Scott's first ever rescue mission, a young guy, but very brave, very, very top, always top in his class. And he lifted not just Millie Kate, but 164 others to safety. People watched Scott from a distance, and they couldn't believe what they were seeing. The winds were blowing, the rain was pouring, everything was going, and that rapid water, nobody's ever seen anything like it. They said, wow, that's something. Tonight, Scott and Millie Kate are here together, reunited for the very first time. Thank you, Scott, Millie Kate.
Man, this don't have shit to do with the State of the Union, chat. What's going on right now is, in my opinion, is that they're fucking betting on cow shit and poly market, man, that Trump's gonna have the longest State of the Union ever. I don't know how long it went last year, like over 2 hours or whatever, man, but what I think's going on is some fucking fillers. They're bringing in the hockey team. They're talking about this and that, man. Stretch out the fucking time so they can cash in on that damn cow shit bet. It's crazy.
And Petty Officer Ruskin, I'm pleased to inform you that I am now awarding you the Legion of Merit for extraordinary heroism, which is what it was, extraordinary heroism. Thank you.
They say
I'd
he
like to
saved
have the military
164
aid to
people.
please come down and take care of the service. Military aid, thank you very much. Take care of that very important service. Thank you very much. From 1776 to today, every generation of Americans has stepped forward to defend life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And they're really doing it for the next generation. But now it's our turn. Together, we're building a nation where every child has the chance to reach higher and go further, where government answers to the people, not the powerful, and where the interests of hardworking American citizens are always our first and ultimate concern. That is the debt we owe to the heroes who came before us, and that is the promise we must keep to America for our 250th year. Last year, I urged this Congress to begin the mission by passing the largest tax cuts in American history, and our Republican majorities delivered so beautifully. Thank you, Republicans. All Democrats, every single one of them, voted against these really important and very necessary massive tax cuts. They wanted large-scale tax increases to hurt the people instead.
What it do, OG?
But we held strong, and with the great, big, beautiful bill, we gave you no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security for our great seniors. And we also made interest on auto loans tax deductible the first time, but only if the car is made in America. Recently in Pennsylvania, I met Megan Hemhauser, a devoted mom who's homeschooled.
So how do we take advantage of that, Chad? If interest payments are tax deductible on cars that are made in America, when you first purchase your car, aren't you paying like majority interest for the first, however many? Nigga might need to look into that.
Her children, beautiful, 2 children, during the day while waiting tables at night as her husband works overtime operating very heavy equipment. Megan is here this evening, and she's happy to tell you that she is so much richer because with no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and her expanded child tax credit done again by Republicans, Megan and her husband will take home more than $5,000 extra just for the year, cutting her tax bill in more than half. Megan, please stand up. We're fighting for you, Megan.
Oh, so Megan has to fill out the pay in. Like 10 million.
Thank you, Megan. We're fighting for you, Megan. Under our bill, parents like Megan can also activate their children's brand new Trump accounts. And I didn't name it. I did not name that. Nobody believes me, but I did not name it. It was named by a very tall man sitting right there in the third row. Nice man, a good man. Tax-free investment accounts for every American child. This is something that's so special and has taken off and gone through the roof. Millions will be pre-funded courtesy of the U.S. Treasury and private individuals like Michael and Susan Dell, who have donated $6.25 billion to fund the Trump accounts for 25 million American children.
That's not buying influence. I don't know what the fuck you.
They're great people.
What's up, Drip?
When I asked Michael Dell, how do you make all that money? He said, well, I just sat on my dorm in school and I made computers and I'd sell them to people. And I just kept selling and selling and selling. And pretty amazing story. That's called the American dream. He sold a lot of computers, a lot of those laptops. So I congratulate him on that. But I really thank him and Susan, as well as others like Brad Gerstner, a very tremendous guy. He was behind it right from the beginning. Brad Gerstner. Thank you, Brad. So with modest additional contributions, these young people's accounts could grow to over $100,000 or more by the time they turn 18. Think of it. How much money is that for somebody that started with nothing? Over 100,000, could be much more than that.
Yeah,
To
Drew.
make this investment in our children.
Our drinking game tonight is fake news. Every time you hear Trump say fake news, take a your shot, man. We not gonna do nothing a little too crazy. He ain't said fake news yet. He'll get to it.
Future, go to trumpaccounts.gov, trumpaccounts.gov. And a lot of people are doing it. They're setting every record in the book. It's popular. They knew what it was going to take. I'm so proud of them. I'm so proud of the people that got it started. And now it's just taken off. One of the primary reasons for our country's stunning economic turnaround, the biggest in history, where the Dow Jones broke 50,000 4 years ahead of schedule, and the S&P hit.
Oh, Trump. Believe Pam Bondi let us fucking know. The whole time she was in front of everybody over this Epstein file shit, what was she saying? The Dow Jones over 50,000. The Dow Jones, man, nobody gives a fuck, man. Let's be honest, man. You know y'all finna rug pull us, man.
It's 7,000, where it wasn't supposed to do it for many years, were tariffs. I used these tariffs, took in hundreds of billions of dollars to make great deals for our country, both economically and on a national security basis. Everything was working well. Countries that were ripping us off for decades are now paying us hundreds of billions of dollars. They were ripping us so badly, you all know that.
In what? Because I just seen a dude that ordered a fucking $8,000 car part, and when it got here, they sent him a damn thing that said he had to pay another $3,600. So how are these the countries aren't paying a goddamn thing? It don't look like to me. It's looking like, man, either he was gonna pay the extra $3,600 to get that carport, or his shit was gonna be stuck at the fucking ports, man. It is what it is.
Everybody knows it. Even the Democrats know it. They just don't want to say it. And yet these countries are now happy, and so are we. We made deals. The deals are all done, and they're happy. They're not making money like they used to, but we're making a lot of money. There was no inflation, tremendous growth, and the big story was how Donald Trump called the economy correctly, and 22 Nobel Prize winners in economics didn't. They got it totally wrong. They got it really wrong. And then just
see, this is the thing. In theory, tariffs were supposed to make people buy American or buy from these countries that aren't having tariffs. But Americans honestly don't give a fuck. They see something, they want to buy it, they're going to order it, man. They're not going to do too much of the research. So once it gets here and gets to the ports, they send you that notification saying, hey, you owe X amount in tariffs if you want your shit to come through. Now you're fucked over. Well, look. Americans didn't stop buying from these countries that have tariffs on it. So in turn, they're bringing in the tariff revenue, which he's touting as we're getting so much tariff revenue from these countries. No, the fuck we're not. If we want to talk, wordplay or whatever, yeah. If it wasn't for you putting the tariffs on the country, you wouldn't be breaking the fucking pockets of Americans on these fucking imports or whatever's going on, man. So yes, you can blame that on the country, say that it, but they're not paying that shit, bro. Not paying a goddamn. It's crazy.
4 days ago, an unfortunate ruling from the United States Supreme Court.
What's up, Kate?
It just came down. It came down. Very unfortunate ruling. But the good news is that almost all countries and corporations want to keep the deal that they already made, right, Scott? Knowing that the legal power that I, as president, have to make a new deal could be far worse for them, and therefore they will continue.
I think that every good that has a tariff put on it, I think they should show that in the pricing. I think they should pass that law that if you're buying something online and there's going to be a tariff put on it, they should show you that in the total fucking price. They should show you that in the breakdown. They should show you that you're spending $8,000 for whatever you're spending, and once it gets here, you're going to pay another $3,600 to get this bad boy imported, man. They need to show you that you will be paying in total $11,600 for a $8,000 part, man. That don't make motherfuckers buy American. That don't make motherfuckers buy American for real.
Continue to work along the same successful path that we had negotiated before the Supreme Court's unfortunate involvement. So despite the disappointing ruling, these powerful, country-saving, it's saving our country, the kind of money we're taking in, peace-protecting.
You right, Too Strong.
Was because of the threat of tariffs. I wouldn't have been able to settle them without. Will remain in place under fully approved and tested alternative legal statutes. And they have been tested for a long time. They're a little more complex, but they're actually probably better, leading to a solution that will be even stronger than before. Congressional action will not be necessary. It's already time tested and approved. And as time goes by, I believe the tariffs paid for by foreign countries will, like in the past, substantially replace the modern day system
How?
of income tax.
Tariffs paid for by the other countries will replace the modern day income tax.
Taking a great financial burden off the people that I love.
I think they might be clapping for the wrong shit. I don't know if they understand what they clapping for.
Right?
Maybe they just don't think so.
Moving forward, factories, jobs, investment, and trillions of dollars will continue pouring into the United States of America because we finally have a president who puts America first. I put America first. I love America.
What the hell is my face? Oh.
For decades before I came along, we had the exact opposite. From trade to healthcare, from energy to immigration, everything was stolen and rigged in order to drain the wealth out of the productive, hardworking people who make our country great, who make our country run. Under Biden and his corrupt partners in Congress and beyond, it reached a breaking point with the Green New scam, open borders for everyone. They poured in by the millions and millions from prisons, from mental institutions. They were murderers, 11,888 murders. They came into our country. You allowed that to happen. And record-setting inflation that cost the typical family $34,000 in just a speck of time. Now the same people in this chamber who voted for those disasters suddenly used the word affordability, a word. They just used it. Somebody gave it to them, knowing full well that they caused and created the increased prices that all of our citizens had to endure. You caused that problem. You caused that problem.
Are they zooming the Hakeem Jeffries?
They knew their statements were a lie. They knew it. They knew their statements were a dirty, rotten lie. Their policies created the high prices. Our policies are rapidly ending them. We are doing really well. Those prices are plummeting downward.
Elizabeth Warren.
The price of eggs is down 60%. Madam Secretary, thank you. The cost of chicken, butter, fruit, hotels, automobiles, rent is lower today than when I took office by a lot. And even beef, which was very high, is starting to come down significantly. Just hold on a little while. We're getting it down. And soon you will see numbers that few people would think were possible to achieve just a short time ago.
What's the quality of that?
Nobody
that
can believe
beef?
when they see the kind of numbers, and especially energy, when they see energy going down to numbers like that, they cannot believe it. It's like another big tax cut. I'm also confronting one of the biggest ripoffs of our times, the crushing cost of health care caused by you. since the passage of the Unaffordable Care Act, sometimes referred to as Obamacare, big insurance companies have gotten rich. It was meant for the insurance companies, not for the people. With our government giving them hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars a year as their stock prices soared 1,000, 1,200, 1,400, and even 1,700%, like nothing else. That's why I introduced the great healthcare plan. I want to stop all payments to big insurance companies and instead give that money directly to the people so they can buy their own healthcare, which will be better healthcare at a much lower cost. In addition, my plan requires maximum price transparency. That's a big deal.
Listen, chat. I seen some Trump RX shit, right? Why did my camera go off?
And I did that in my first term, and the Democrats immediately terminated it with full knowledge that they were doing a very bad thing for the people. Of course, we're going to go away.
To ensure that more people have access to housing, more people have access.
My bad, chat.
Firms that bypassed inspection, paid all cash, and turned those houses into rentals, stealing away her American dream. She was devastated. Stories like this are why last month I signed executive order to ban large Wall Street investment firms from buying up into thousands single-family homes. And now I'm asking Congress to make that ban permanent because homes for people, really, that's what we want. We want homes for people, not for corporations. Corporations are doing just fine. Raysel, thank you very much. Good luck with your home. You'll get one soon. We're also working to make it easier for Americans to save for retirement. And under this administration, we will always protect Social Security and Medicare. They are not protecting it for our seniors. We will always protect Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid. Since I took office, the typical 401k balance is up by at least $30,000. That's a lot of money. We have millions and millions of people, because the stock market has done so well, setting all those records, your 401ks are way up. Yet half of all of working Americans still do not have access to a retirement plan with matching contributions from an employer. To remedy this gross disparity, I'm announcing that next year my administration will give these oft-forgotten American workers, great people that built our country, access to the same type of retirement plan offered to every federal worker. We will match your contribution with up to $1,000 each year, as we ensure that all Americans can profit from a rising stock market. Let's also ensure that members of Congress cannot corruptly profit from using insider information.
We're gonna see.
They stood up for that. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Did Nancy Pelosi stand up?
Look at Elizabeth Warren, bro. They're not shit.
Hands the Stop Insider
They
Trading
zoomed in
Act
on Elizabeth
without
Warren. It's crazy.
I wasn't sure if anybody even on this side was going to applaud for that. I'm very impressed. Thank you. I'm very impressed. But when it comes to the corruption that is plundering, it's plundering America. There's been no more stunning example than Minnesota, where members of the Somali community have pillaged an estimated $19 billion from the American taxpayer. Oh, we have all the information. And in actuality, the number is much higher than that. And California, Massachusetts, Maine, and many other states are even worse. This is the kind of corruption that shreds the fabric of a nation, and we are working on it like you wouldn't believe. So tonight, although it started 4 months ago, I am officially announcing the war on fraud to be led by our great Vice President, J.D. Vance. We'll get it done. And if we're able to find enough of that fraud, we will actually have a balanced budget overnight. It'll go very quickly. That's the kind of money you're talking about. We'll balance our budget. The Somali pirates who ransacked Minnesota remind us that there are large parts of the world where bribery, corruption, and lawlessness are the norm, not the exception. Importing these cultures through unrestricted immigration and open borders brings those problems right here to the USA. And it is the American people who pay the price in higher medical bills, car insurance rates, rent, taxes, and perhaps most importantly, crime. We will take care of this problem. We're going to take care of this problem. We are not playing games. Delilah. Delilah Colton was only 5 years old in June 2024 when a 18-wheel tractor trailer plowed into her stopped car traveling at 60 miles an hour or more. The driver was an illegal alien let in by Joe Biden and given a commercial driver's license by open borders politicians in California. Doctors said Delilah would never be able to walk or talk, have a good life. She wouldn't even be able to eat again. But against all odds, she is now in the first grade learning to walk. And she's here this evening with her dad, Marcus, a fantastic man. Delilah, please, you are a great inspiration. Please stand up. Thank you, Delilah. Many, if not most, illegal aliens do not speak English and cannot read even the most basic road signs as to direction, speed, danger, or location. That's why tonight I'm calling on Congress to pass what we will call the Delilah Law, barring any state from granting commercial driver's licenses to illegal aliens. And yesterday, as you probably saw at the White House, I hosted a ceremony with Americans who lost their treasured loved ones to the scourge of illegal immigration. People came into our country, how we allowed this to happen with our open borders. These are the angel moms and families that for decades our government betrayed.
I don't know what them
media
doctors told her, Tony.
Ignored, totally ignored.
They might have told her that.
Hard to believe, actually. In 2023, a 16-year-old high school cheerleader named Elizabeth Medina was supposed to perform in her town's Christmas parade, but she never arrived. Her mother, Jacqueline, went home to look for her, and she found her lying dead in a bathtub.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, Chad. I might hang that shit up and go get my CDL, man. Trump talking like this. I'm just gonna be all the way honest with you. I had a couple at-fault accidents in the last couple of years, so I was gonna put that CDL on hold. It might not matter, man. It might not give a fuck.
Bleeding profusely after being stabbed 25 times. Lizbeth's killer was a previously arrested illegal.
Man, I still can't see Dorsey. Dorsey, how are you in the chat and I can't see you? Mama Money is the only one that can see you, but like Dorsey, how the fuck did you do that? Can anybody else see Dorsey in the chat other than Mama Money? I can't see him.
Alien who had broken in and brutally extinguished the brightest light in her family's life, violently and viciously. Her heartbroken mother is in the gallery to remind everyone in this chamber exactly why we are deporting illegal alien criminals to our country at record numbers, and we're getting them the hell out of here fast. We don't want them.
Oh, there go Dorsey. I see him
Thank you
now.
very much, Jacqueline. Thank you. We can never forget that many in this room not only allowed the border invasion to happen before I got involved, but indeed they would do it all over again if they ever had the chance. If they ever got elected, they would open up those borders to some of the worst criminals anywhere in the world. The only thing standing between Americans and a wide open border right now is President Donald J. Trump and our great Republican patriots in Congress. Thank you. As we
You said, you know, racist people might draw black people as apes, but they never draw black people as snakes. I know this kind of off topic, but I seen a theory today where they said the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was PDFs, bro. They were supposed to be reptilians living under the damn town. Their favorite thing to eat was pizza and shit like that. Man, I ain't gonna lie, bro. That kind of threw me for a loop with Donatello and Michelangelo and Raphael, man. Shit threw me for a little loop.
speak, Democrats in this chamber have cut off all funding for the Department of Homeland Security. It's all cut off. It's all cut off. They have instituted another Democrat shutdown, the first one costing us 2 points on GDP. 2 points we lost on GDP, which probably made them quite happy, actually. Now they have closed the agency responsible for protecting
That gotta
Americans
be
from terrorists and
ABC,
murderers.
XX.
Tonight, I'm demanding the full and immediate restoration of all funding for the border security.
I think ABC is muting the collapse because it's making Trump's mic peak.
Homeland Security of the United States, and also for helping people clean up their snow. We have no money because of the Democrats, and it would be nice. We'd love to give you a hand at cleaning it up, but you gave no money. Nobody's getting paid. It's a shame. So you have to think about it. We have, in case you didn't know, a pretty large snowstorm out there. One of the great things about the State of the Union is how it gives Americans the chance to see clearly what their representatives really believe. So tonight, I'm inviting every legislator to join with my administration in reaffirming a fundamental principle. If you agree with this statement, then stand up and show your support. The first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens.
Trump treated niggas like church. Look at all them people that didn't stand up. Oh shit. Chad. I'm not gonna lie, Chad. You know how when they be in church, they be like, now reach out and touch your neighbor, and there be some people that don't reach out and touch their neighbor. Oh, that pissed Trump off. Like, look, why the fuck they not standing up? Oh my god. Bruh. What? We just doing a reaction tonight now, bro. This shit is crazy. Hey, who the fuck is that guy? Excuse me. Hey, Trump really trying to figure out where the fuck he at right now. He's like, look, bro, I'm in front of all of these people. This is the State of the Union. I really can't tell these people how I fucking feel right now, man. Trump is getting this shit together right now, mentally, chat. Right now, Trump got some shit he wants to say, and he just knows now's not the time and place, man.
Isn't that a shame? You should be ashamed of yourself not standing up. You should be ashamed of yourself. That is why I'm also asking you to end deadly sanctuary cities that protect the criminals and enact serious penalties for public officials who block the removal of criminal aliens. In many cases, drug lords, murderers all over our country, they're blocking the removal of these people out of our country. And you should
Oh, look at Ilya Omar. She look like she ready to ride. Don't she, chat? Bruh, what the is going on at the State of the Union, chat? Ilya Omar, like she got some gangsta in there. What? Man, they put Al Green the fuck up out of here, Tony. Al Green didn't make it 4 minutes into this shit, man. Al Green had some kind of sign. They done snatched it out of his hand and kicked him the fuck out, man. Al Green didn't even make it 5 minutes into the damn State of the Union, bro.
And perhaps most importantly, I'm asking you to approve the Save America Act.
Yeah, he got kicked out early, Tony. They escorted him the fuck out of there.
To stop illegal aliens and others who are unpermitted persons from voting in our sacred American elections. The cheating is rampant in our elections. It's rampant. It's very simple. All voters must show voter ID.
The fuck is voter ID, man? We gotta define this.
All voters must show proof of citizenship in order to vote. And no more crooked mail-in ballots except for illness, disability, military, or travel. None.
Ain't that what the fuck is supposed to be for anyway?
By the way, it's polling at 89%, including Democrats. 89%. And even the new communist mayor of New York City, I think he's a nice guy, actually. Speak to him a lot. bad policy, but nice guy. Just said they want
Right,
people.
man. Like, what the fuck, man? You got a driver's license, you got damn passport, you got student ID, you got your work ID. Now you need a voter ID. Like, fuck, man. Is Spotify gonna be giving out discounts for the voter ID or what? Do I get 2 free months of Apple fucking music with voter ID? What the fuck is going on, man?
To shovel snow. They got hit hard. Wants them to shovel snow, but if you apply for that job, you need to show 2 original forms of ID and a social security card.
2 original forms of ID and a social security card.
The greatest privilege of them all, voting in America. No, it's no good. No good. Both Republicans and Democrats overwhelmingly agree on the policy that we just enunciated. And Congress should unite and enact this common sense, country saving legislation right now, and it should be before anything else happens.
I'm trying to figure out why the fuck you gotta bring 2 forms of citizenship and a fucking 2 forms of ID and a social security card, bro. What the fuck is the 2 forms of ID? A ID, a birth certificate, and a social security card to vote. I might get robbed out this motherfucker, man. Motherfucker might be on the way to Ashley's Furniture with my shit outside the motherfucker. Have all kind of couches and shit to leave it throw out.
And the reason they don't want to do it, why would anybody not want voter ID?
Man, that man said 2 forms of ID and a social security card. He probably want that bitch signed in blue on the back.
One reason, because they want to cheat. There's only one reason. They make up all excuses. They say it's racist. They come up with things you almost say, what imagination they have. They want to cheat. They have cheated, and their policy is so bad that the only way they can get elected is to cheat. And we're going to stop it. We have to stop it, John.
No, XX, I'm talking about right now. Trump just said that. Trump just said they're going to need 2 forms of ID and a social security card. I'm not talking about Mamdani. I'm talking about Trump. What the fuck he just said.
And here is one more opportunity to show common sense in government. In the gallery tonight are Sage Blair and her mother, Michelle. In 2021, Sage was 14 when school officials in Virginia sought to socially transition her to a new gender, treating her as a boy and hiding it from her parents. Hard to believe, isn't it? Before long, a confused Sage ran away from home after she...
No, my God, this is a humiliation ritual, bro. Like, look at her, bro. Look how pissed she is. Like, oh my God. Now look at OG. Look at her. She done stressed OG out so fucking bad. It looks like, man, she hasn't slept in 10 months, bro. And then the guy beside her, it looks like he might dibble and dabble his motherfucking self. He just hope he don't get told on, allegedly, man. Look at this humiliation ritual, man.
In the gallery tonight are Sage Blair and her mother, Michelle. In 2021, Sage was 14 when school officials in Virginia sought to socially transition her to a new gender, treating her as a boy and hiding it from her parents. Hard to believe, isn't it? Before long, a confused Sage ran away from home after she was found in a horrific situation in Maryland. A left-wing judge refused to return Sage to her parents because they did not immediately state that their daughter was their son. Sage was thrown into an all-boys state home and suffered terribly for a long time. But today, all of that is behind them because Sage is a proud and wonderful young woman with a full ride scholarship to Liberty University. Sage and Michelle, please stand
Yeah,
up.
she clocking it and shit. Clocking it at the fucking State of the Union. It's crazy. This
And thank you for your great bravery. And who can believe that we're even speaking about things like this? 15 years ago, if somebody was up here and said that, they'd say, what's wrong with him? But now we have to say it because it's going on all over numerous states.
This shit
Without
going
even
on.
telling the parents. But surely we can all agree no state can be allowed to rip children from their parents' arms and transition them to a new gender against the parents' will. Who would believe that we're even talking about that? We must ban it, and we must ban it immediately.
I like the little champagne tie Mike Johnson got on. That motherfucker look nice, man. Champagne tie.
Nobody stands up. These people are crazy. I'm telling you. They're crazy.
It's a little darker than champagne.
Amazing. Gentlemen.
Man, Trump talking about what a Trump freestyle.
We're lucky we have a country with people like this. Democrats are destroying our country, but we've stopped it just in the nick of time, didn't we?
Just in the nick of time.
No one cares more about protecting.
It's like we're so cooked as a country right now, Chad. It's like we have to decide between Trump taking the fuck over, total control, stepping on the back of our fucking necks while he has his hands around our throats. Or motherfuckers that think they, him, she is it, bro. Like, I seen a video earlier, man, of a man transitioning to a woman trying to fucking breastfeed, bro. Trying to breastfeed, talking about the baby's like fucking some months old, bro. Like, I'm talking about the baby's so small, bro. And this dude has this baby sucking his nipple, talking about, I'm not producing any milk. No fucking duh, you're not producing any milk, man. What do you mean the baby's latching onto your nipple, bro? Like, what? What? And we're fucking cooked, bro. We're cooked, bro. We're cooked. GG's, Jack. GG's, man. Fucking GG's, bro.
America's youth and our wonderful First Lady, now a movie star. She's a movie star. Can you believe it? Who would have believed that? Over the past year, she has had an incredible impact championing AI legislation.
Now listen, Chad. In any other situation, motherfuckers would be going to jail, bro. Like, just think about it, Chad. If just a regular man was sitting at his crib having his baby suck his fucking nipple, bro, he would be on his way to jail. He would be on his way to the fucking penitentiary, bro. Like, why do you have this baby sucking your nipple, bro, as a grown-ass man? But because this person feels that they were born in the wrong body, it's just okay. Like, they're on TV, got the baby laying on his chest, sucking his damn nipple, talking about, I'm not producing any milk yet. What the fuck?
Legislation advancing a landmark executive order on foster care and helping secure $30 million to launch the Melania Trump Foster Youth to Independence Initiative. It's really a tremendous thing that happened and had a lot of bipartisan support. She gets much better bipartisan support than I do. I get none. She gets a lot. Someday you're going to have to tell me how you did that. And students and educators in every state have joined the First Lady's efforts in the presidential AI challenge, keeping America's next generation positioned to succeed and strongly succeed in the future. Tonight, we welcome two young people whose lives reflect the First Lady's impact, Sierra Burns and Everest Nevermont. Thank you both, and Melania, thank you. I know how hard you worked on it. Thank you very much.
Missions start.
I'm very proud to say that during my time in office, both the first 4 years and in particular this last year, there has been a tremendous renewal in religion, faith, Christianity, and belief in God. Tremendous renewal. This is especially true among young people, and a big part of that had to do with my great friend, Charlie Kirk, a great guy, great man.
There go Erica Kirk, man. Did y'all see Candace Owens drop the trailer today about Erica Kirk, bro? Like, she's coming back tomorrow and it grill. Also, did y'all see Uncle Murder 2025 wrap up? La La OG Carlos, nobody listen to Uncle Murder new wrap up, man. Y'all better go listen to Uncle Murder, man.
So last year, Charlie was violently murdered by an assassin and martyred, really martyred for his beliefs. His wonderful wife, Erica, is with us tonight. Erica, please stand. Thank you. In Charlie's memory, we must all come together to reaffirm that America is one nation under God, and we must totally reject political violence of any kind. We love religion, and we love bringing it back, and it's coming back at levels that nobody actually thought possible. It's really a beautiful thing to see. Above all, unleashing America's promise requires keeping our communities safe. We have made incredible strides, yet dangerous repeat offenders.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like her sad shit just doesn't blow over with me, bro. Like I don't believe it. I'm sorry, man. Maybe it's the propaganda. Maybe the propaganda got me, but like, bro, I don't know, bro. That shit just looked like forced, bro.
Continue to be released by pro-crime Democrat politicians again and again. We are honored to be joined tonight by a woman who's been through hell, Anya Zaretska. In 2022, she and her beautiful daughter, so beautiful, what a beautiful young woman, Irina, fled war-torn Ukraine to live with relatives near Charlotte, North Carolina. And by the way, what's going on with Charlotte? Last summer, 23-year-old Irina was riding home on the train when a deranged monster who had been arrested over a dozen times and was released through no cash bail stood up and viciously slashed a knife through her neck and body. No one will ever forget there were people on that train. No one will ever forget the expression of terror on Irina's face as she looked up at her attacker in the last seconds of her life. She died instantly.
I'll be watching.
She had escaped a brutal war only to be slain by a hardened criminal, set free to kill in America. Came in through open borders. Mrs. Zaretska, tonight I promise you we will ensure justice for your magnificent daughter, Irina.
Yeah, that dude that did that shit bad was fucking out of there. Who the fuck is Erica saying I miss you to? Chad, who the fuck is she saying I miss you to? Like, hold
Tremendous, you know.
on. Watch Erica. Who the fuck is she still saying I miss you to?
This is especially true among young people, and a big part of that had to do with my great friend, Charlie Kirk, a great guy, great man.
All right, so look, this is when she first started talking about I miss you, right? Now wait.
Charlie was violently.
See, she's gonna do the tears and shit or whatever, and then she's gonna be mouthing I miss you. But afterwards, way afterwards, when they're talking about the lady that got her throat slashed in Charlotte, Erica's still saying I miss you. Like, what the hell is she talking about? Is she talking about the lady that got her throat cut?
Murdered by an assassin and martyred, really martyred for his beliefs. His wonderful wife, Erica, is with us tonight. Erica, please stand.
Look, boom, I miss you. I love you.
Thank you, Erica. Been through a lot. In Charlie's memory, we must all come together to reaffirm that America is one nation under God, and we must totally reject political violence of any kind. We love religion, and we love bringing it back, and it's coming back at levels that nobody actually thought possible. It's really a beautiful thing to see. Above all, unleashing America's promise requires keeping our communities safe. We have made incredible strides, yet dangerous repeat offenders continue to be released by pro-crime Democrat politicians again and again. We are honored to be joined tonight by a woman who's been through hell, Anya Zaretska. In 2022, she and her beautiful daughter, so beautiful, what a beautiful young woman, Irina, fled war-torn Ukraine to live with relatives near Charlotte, North Carolina. And by the way, what's going on with Charlotte? Last summer, 23-year-old Irina was riding home on the train when a deranged monster who had been arrested over a dozen times and was released through no cash bail stood up and viciously slashed a knife through her neck and body. No one will ever forget there were people on that train. No one will ever forget the expression of terror on Irina's face
Now
as
watch
she
this,
looked up
Chad.
at her
Erica's still gonna
attacker
be
in the
talking
last
about I
seconds
miss
of her
you.
life. She
I'm
died
trying to figure out who
instantly.
the fuck she's talking to.
She had escaped a brutal war only to be slain by a hardened criminal, set free to kill in America, came in through open borders. Mrs. Zaretska, tonight I promise you we will ensure justice for your magnificent daughter, Irina.
Like, that lady looks sad for real. Oh, she said God bless you. Okay, she didn't say I miss you. She said God bless you.
How do you not stand? How do you not stand? I'm asking this Congress to pass tough legislation to ensure that violent and dangerous repeat offenders are put behind bars, and importantly, that they stay there. Starting last summer, I deployed our National Guard and federal law enforcement to restore law and order to our most dangerous cities, including Memphis, Tennessee, big success, New Orleans, Louisiana, big success, and our nation's capital itself, Washington, D.C., where we have almost no crime anymore in Washington, D.C. How did that happen? In fact, crime in Washington is now at the lowest level ever recorded, and murders in D.C. this January were down close to 100% from a year ago. We took out Soleimani. I did that during my first term. Had a huge impact. He was the father of the roadside violence.
Look at Pam Money. Y'all think she good?
And just
What's the
over the
chances
last
Pam
couple of
Money
months
good?
with the protests, they've killed at least, it looks like 32,000 protests, 32,000 protesters in their own country. They shot them and hung them. We stopped them from hanging a lot of them with the threat of serious violence. But this is some terrible people. They've already developed missiles that can threaten Europe and our bases overseas, and they're working to build missiles that will soon reach the United States of America. After Midnight Hammer, they were warned to make no future attempts to rebuild their weapons program, and in particular, nuclear weapons. Yet they continue to starting it all over. We wiped it out, and they want to start all over again. And are at this moment again pursuing their sinister ambitions. We are in negotiations with them. They want to make a deal, but we haven't heard those secret words. We will never have a nuclear weapon. My preference is to solve this problem through diplomacy. But one thing is certain, I will never allow the world's #1 sponsor of terror, which they are by far, to have a nuclear weapon. Can't let that happen. And no nation should ever doubt America's resolve. We have the most powerful military on earth. I rebuilt the military in my first term. We're going to continue to do so. Also, we just approved a $1 trillion budget. We have no choice. We have to be strong because hopefully we will seldom have to use this great power that we built together. It's really called peace through strength, and it's been very, very effective. So thanks to Republicans in Congress, we're investing that record number of dollars, have no choice, in the United States Armed Forces. Also creating a lot of jobs, but we're not even doing it for that reason. Because as I said, we have more jobs, more people working today than ever before in the history of our country. And NATO countries are friends and allies. They are. They're our friends and they're our allies. Have just agreed at my very strong request to pay 5% of GDP for military defense rather than the 2%, which they weren't paying. We were paying for almost all of NATO. Now they're paying 5 as opposed to not paying 2. And getting that 5% was something which everyone said would never be done, could not happen. We got it really easily with one meeting. And big difference between 2% that's not paid. We were paying, afraid of many of them, very few were paid up. Now 5%, then they're paid. And everything we send over to Ukraine is sent through NATO and they pay us in full. They pay us totally in full. Every branch of our armed forces is setting records for recruitment. This is so exciting. And every service member recently. And every service member recently received a warrior dividend of $1,776. You know, they put it on my desk. We got the money from tariffs and other things, a lot of money we have. We have much more money than people understand. Have to rebuild that program a little bit, but it won't take long. But we got the money, and it was $1,775, and they wanted my approval. And I said, what's the number? $1,775. I said, wait a minute, for one more dollar, we can have $1,776. Go to I said, we're going to figure that. I never asked anybody if we could afford it. One more dollar, I said $1,776. And I said, that's good. And I'll tell you what, our military, that was 4 months ago, our military, I never see a person in the military that doesn't thank me for it. So we're honored to do it. They deserve it. And we call it 1776. It was great. And we love our military. We love our law enforcement. We love our firemen. You know, the firemen don't get mentioned enough. We love our firemen. We're also restoring American security and dominance in the Western Hemisphere, acting to secure our national interests and defend our country from violence, drugs, terrorism, and foreign interference. For years, large swaths of territory in our region, including large parts of Mexico, really large parts of Mexico, have been controlled by murderous drug cartels. That's why I designated these cartels as foreign terrorist organizations, and I declared illicit fentanyl as a weapon of mass destruction. And with our new military campaign, we have stopped record amounts of drugs coming into our country and virtually stopped it completely coming in by water or sea. You probably noticed that. We very seriously damaged their fishing industry also. Nobody wants to go fishing anymore. We've also taken down one of the most sinister cartel kingpins of all. You saw that yesterday. In January, elite American warriors carried out one of the most complex, spectacular feats of military competence and power in world history. No one's seen anything like it. Foreign leaders, I won't tell you who, called me and they said, very impressive, very good. They couldn't believe, they all watched, they saw what happened. This is a different fighting force that we had years ago when we fought to tie. You know, it's a great fighting force. I'm so proud of it. Look at Space Force. Space Force is my baby. Because we did that, my baby becoming so important. And America's armed forces overwhelmed all defenses and utterly defeated an enemy, good fighters, to end the reign of outlaw dictator Nicolas Maduro and bring him to face American justice. And this was an absolutely colossal victory for the security of the United States, and it also opens up a bright new beginning for the people of Venezuela. We're working closely with the new president of Venezuela, Delcy Rodriguez, to unleash extraordinary economic gains for both of our countries and to bring new hope to those who have suffered so terribly. They really did suffer. With us tonight is Alejandro Gonzalez. She grew up in a tight-knit Venezuelan family and was especially close to her beloved uncle Enrique. But after Enrique ran for office and opposed Maduro, he was kidnapped by Maduro's security forces and thrown into the regime's really infamous prison in Caracas. Alejandro feared she would never see her uncle again. She feared for her own life also. But since the raid, we have worked with the new leadership, and they have ordered the closure of that vile prison and released hundreds of political prisoners already, with more to come. Alejandro, I'm pleased to inform you that not only has your uncle been released, but he is here tonight. We brought him over to celebrate his freedom with you in person. Enrique, please come down. Thank you, Enrique. Have a good time. Nice to have you back, Enrique. There were many heroes on that January raid to capture Maduro, really great heroes. It was very dangerous. They knew we were coming. They were all set. But the deeds of one warrior that night will live forever in the eternal chronicles of military valor. Chief Warrant Officer 5, Eric Slover, planned the mission and was the flight lead in the cockpit of the first helicopter, a big, beautiful, powerful helicopter. It was a massive Chinook carrying, as you can imagine, many, many American warfighters. Wearing the dog tags, his wife Amy had blessed with holy water before he left. She knew it was going to be a rough one. Eric steered the Chinook under the cover of night and descended swiftly upon Maduro's heavily protected military fortress. This was a major military installation, protected by thousands of soldiers and guarded by Russian and Chinese military technology. How did that work out? Not too good. While preparing to land, enemy machine guns fired from every angle, and Eric was hit very badly in the leg and hip, one bullet after another. He absorbed 4 agonizing shots, shredding his leg into numerous pieces. And yet, despite the fact that the use of his legs was vital to successful helicopter flight, legs are the most important part of flying a helicopter, to deliver the many commandos who would capture and detain Maduro was the only thing Eric was thinking about. Then, even as he was gushing blood, which was flowing back down the aisle, the helicopter lands at a steep angle. The machine gun stood right in front of him. They were right in front of him, 2 machine gunners who escaped the wrath of the previous planes. Eric maneuvered his helicopter with all of those lives and souls to face the enemy and let his gunners eliminate the threat. Turned the helicopter around so the gunners could take care of business, saving the lives of his fellow warriors from what could have been a catastrophic crash deep in enemy territory. Only after safely landing the helicopter with all the warriors aboard in the exact right spot, which was vital to the mission, probably would have had to maybe cancel the mission if that didn't happen. Eric told his co-pilot, also wounded, but not as gravely, to take over. I'm about ready to pass out. The success of the entire mission and the lives of his fellow warriors hinge on Eric's ability to take this searing pain. It was unbelievable what's happened to his leg. Of the bullets, and keep on flying and landing, and people knew what was happening. Everybody in the back of the helicopter knew because they saw the blood pouring down the aisle. Chief Warrant Officer Slover is still recovering from his serious wounds, but I'm thrilled to say that he is here tonight with his wife, Amy, Eric, and Amy. Come on in. So we have a surprise for Eric and Amy. In recognition of Eric's actions above and beyond the call of duty, I would now like to ask General Jonathan Braga to present Chief Warrant Officer Slover with our nation's highest military award, the Congressional Medal of Honor. Well, thank you very much, Eric and Amy. Great to get to know you. I met with them and with a lot of their fellow warriors at Fort Bragg recently. You notice the name Fort Bragg, we have it back, we brought it back. We won the First World War with it, the Second World War with it, and then they decided to change the name. So we changed it back. And everybody wanted to change back too. And 10 of Eric's fellow warriors from that incredible night of victory will also be receiving medals at a private ceremony that will soon be held at the White House. And Eric will be there. Thank you, Eric. That's a big one. Tonight, we've celebrated many truly extraordinary American patriots, but there is one last living legend to honor before we go. He is one more heroic American aviator, Navy fighter pilot. Royce Williams served in World War II, Korea, Vietnam, flying more than 220 missions. In the skies over Korea in 1952, Royce was in the dogfight of a lifetime, legendary dogfight. Flying through blizzard conditions, his squadron was ambushed by 7 Soviet fighter planes. It was his first aerial combat of the war, and despite being massively outnumbered and outgunned, Royce led the takedown of 4 enemy jets and almost destroyed the others, vanquishing his adversaries while taking 263 bullets to his own plane and being seriously hurt. His story was secret for over 50 years. He didn't even want to tell his wife, but the legend grew and grew. But tonight, at 100 years old, this brave Navy captain is finally getting the recognition he deserves. He was a legend long before this evening. Royce, please stand up, and I will ask the First Lady of the United States to present Captain Royce Williams with his Congressional Medal of Honor.
No, you good, man. But we don't get out, man. We just sit around, man.
Thank you, Royce, and thank you, Eric. I've always wanted the Congressional Medal of Honor, but I was informed I'm not allowed to give it to myself, and I wouldn't know why I'd be taking it, but if they ever open up that law, I will be there with you someday. But you know, that's our highest honor, Congressional Medal of Honor, and that's a big thing, and it's an honor to be in the same room with you. Thank you both very much, Eric. Thank you. Thank you. 250 years is a long time in the life of a nation, but in another sense, it's really a mere moment in the eye of history. Two of the gentlemen we met in the gallery this evening took their first breaths 1 century ago, 100 years before that, on July 4th, 1826, the author of the Declaration of Independence, brilliant, Thomas Jefferson, drew his last breath. Just a single long human lifespan separates the giants who declared and won our independence from the heroes who stand among us tonight. Everything our nation has done, everything we have achieved, has been the work of those few great lifetimes. In those brief chapters, Americans built this nation from 13 humble colonies into the pinnacle of human civilization and human freedom, the strongest, wealthiest, most powerful, most successful nation in all of history. Americans ventured out across the daunting and dangerous continent. We carved paths through an unforgiving wilderness, settled a boundless frontier, and tamed the beautiful but very, very dangerous Wild West. From empty marshes and wide open plains, we raised up the world's greatest cities, Together, we mastered the world's mightiest industries and shattered history's monstrous tyrannies. And we liberated millions from the chains of fascism, communism, oppression, and terror. Americans lifted humanity into the skies on the wings of aluminum and steel. And then we launched mankind into the stars on rockets powered by sheer American will and unyielding American pride. We wired the globe with our ingenuity. We captivated the planet with American culture. And now we are pioneering the next great American breakthroughs that will change the entire world. All of this and so much more is the enduring legacy, unmatched glory of the hardworking patriots who built and defended this country and who still carry the hopes and freedoms on all of humanity's backs. For years, they were forgotten, betrayed, and cast aside. But that great betrayal is over, and they will never be forgotten again. Because when the world needs courage, daring, vision, and inspiration, it is still turning to America. And when God needs a nation to work his miracles, he knows exactly who to ask. There is no challenge Americans cannot overcome, no frontier too vast for us to conquer, no dream too bold for us to chase, no horizon too distant for us to claim. For our destiny is written by the hand of providence, and these first 250 years were just the beginning. From the rugged border towns of Texas to the heartland villages of Michigan, from the sun-kissed shores of Florida to the endless fields of the Dakotas, and from the historic streets of Philadelphia to right here in our nation's capital, Washington, D.C., the golden age of America is upon us. The revolution that began in 1776 has not ended. It still continues because the flame of liberty and independence still burns in the heart of every American patriot. And our future will be bigger, better, brighter, bolder, and more glorious than ever before. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
Long way, Chad.
And there we have it, President Trump in the State of the Union at 1 hour, 48 minutes.
He didn't
That's a
go
record even for this president. Has given long States of the Union before, joint addresses to Congress. This will go down in history as his longest yet. He spoke tonight, shaking the hand there of the Vice President, House Speaker Mike Johnson as well, and that gavel that the Speaker used, George Washington's, to mark this 250th year.
All right, Chad. That's the end of the State of the Union, man. The episode I had planned for the night, excuse me, we'll watch that bad boy in the morning. We'll do the episode from tonight early in the morning. We finna get up out of here. We're gonna jump in the Discord if y'all wanna hang out, shoot the shit in the Discord. I'm gonna run a diagnostic on my other computer. I do want to go live and talk about some of the shit that's going on. That's just not political. So I might do that on the Debate Nation channel. Because there's some shit going on that I want to talk about. Some shit going on. This State of the Union is crazy. That shit crazy. I'll see y'all in the Discord chat. Appreciate y'all for pulling up, rocking with me, man. And I'll see y'all on the next one if y'all don't jump in the Discord.